Hey everybody, welcome back here. We're looking at the ANBERNIC RG35XXSP. This is a kind of retro handheld by ANBERNIC, and it's kind of in the form factor of a Game Boy Advance SP or Game Boy SP, depending on how you want. And I really like this. I'm going to start it off saying, hey, if you're on the fence about something like this, or looking at other retro kind of handhelds, I think you're going to have a good time with this. The games I've been using with this are what I want in a handheld mode. Like, you're not going to play like any GameCube games on this or PlayStation 2 games on this, but you are going to play PlayStation 1 games and PSP games actually really well. The only drawback is I have big hands and I do have a problem with these buttons right here as I get like fatigued right here. But other than that, this is such a cool device. It's like pretty crazy for what it is. So we on the top here we got L1, L2. We got a USB for charging. Yeah, charging, and then you can plug in like another device into this, like if you wanted the controller. And then we have I believe this is a mini HDMI. Yeah, we got R2 and 1. We have a power button and a reset button right here. We got two SD cards. So this is the kind of the main SD card, and then this is like an optional secondary SD card. And then of course you can hold up to 2 terabytes. We got a 3.5 millimeter jack and a volume buttons right here. Then on the inside we have really like the buttons themselves are really nice. BAXY configuration there. So like a Nintendo configuration. We have like a menu options for emulation, and then a start and select. Just one speaker, but it's not bad. It's not bad. So this is I don't know. Like, I'm like really impressed by this device of just what it can do, what it just does. So we put some stuff on here. We're not gonna say what, but let's look at this game. Here we go. And a lot of it works on the out of the box. There is some stuff installed, which is whatever. But I got my own stuff. So right off the rip, you have DS. So if we press the R2 button, we could switch between a full screen or like single screen or dual screen. But if we do L2, we could switch kind of the layout. But if we do this and that, we can switch to the main menu here. Let's see here. We'll switch back to this. Let's start this. Then if we hit this button right here, we can use the D-pad. This is kind of like also a modifier button. Like, of course, PlayStation games come in here, and they do have an analog stick, and then N64 games on here. You can like switch between this being a stick or not. I don't recommend that. Like, I'm not gonna deal with N64 games or really any PlayStation games. Though it runs fine. It's just kind of the experience. I feel like PlayStation games would be better, as of course there's a lot of PlayStation games that don't need the sticks. So let's get in here. So you can see here, this is not a touchscreen. This is just a regular LCD. But I'm using that. But I can also just hit this button and then use the D-pad here. There we go. Sure. No. There we go. Wait. God dang it. Oh, let's do a quick trial. And we will do Yoshi. That's good. And we'll just do the first track here. Yes. And then we can just switch it like that. There we go. And then now we're should have playing a DS game. It runs fairly well. Like, I'm kind of impressed by it more than anything else. Like, you're playing a DS game. It's a DS game that you would want to play on the go too. Then, in my opinion, Mario Kart DS is probably one of the best best DS games and best Mario Kart games. Like, they did a lot with the with Mario Kart DS. Like, it was the first one to be online. It had all sorts of like it added different carts, different kind of fits and all that stuff. And it's just like, man, such a great system. And of course, you can just go here, and then, of course, this is such a hard kind of, way to look at this, but let's see here. We use a camera. There we go. There are some settings, and of course, you can just blow this up on a TV. So we'll just hit exit, exiting. There we go. So we got new Super Mario Brothers here too. Dragon Quest. I got some other stuff. We got some Saturn stuff here too. It does that fine. It is a little bit cumbersome in terms of like how you set it up, but I'm not going to tell you how you do that. So we'll just launch this. Now you don't need that extra stuff, if you know what I mean. A lot of that extra stuff is there. Again, I'm like skirting the line here. Okay, audio's a little bit off. There we go. It is a loud speaker though. It's a little bit chunky on the Saturn. I guess it isn't a good out. The Saturn is such a weird console too. Oh, this is not a good experience. Jesus. Let's see here. Close content. There we go. So Sega Saturn, though it does do it, you're not going to have a good experience. Yeah. And then we got, pretty much Game Boy Advance, Game Gear kind of stuff here too. Game Boy Color. They use the Famicom kind of localization in terms of like what are they calling it. So like when I was looking where to put my stuff, I was like, hey, there's no Super Nintendo, there's no Nintendo. It's the Famicom and the Super Famicom. And then of course the Genesis is called the Mega Drive. So we'll look at PSP, which is kind of probably the more advanced stuff. So let's look at Gran Turismo. I actually haven't booted up Gran Turismo on this, so I don't know. I'm going into unknown water, especially with this the Saturn game there. This game compatible with auto features. Do not turn off. Oh wow, yeah, looks good. But say if you're like a guy on the go and you're looking for something, of course a lot of these, Apple said, hey, let them emulate on the phone, but it's also, hey, you want something a little bit more convenient, a little bit more tactile, and all that stuff. Okay. Single player. God, Gran Turismo is so weird. Car select, core select, mode select. Let's do a single race. Car select. Sweet. Yeah, let's pick up this Renault. What is it? Daytona? Where's Mountain Valley? Alpine. Is this the one? Yeah, this is it. Here it is. God, I can barely see that stuff. Now, by default, it was stretching the image. I went into the settings right here and then hit, let's see here. Let's see here. Where's it? I think rendering. No, I forget what it was. Oh, yeah, full screen. That's what it was. Nope. Yeah, whatever. Ooh, that's a little bit chunky. Oh, I'm like off screen too. There we go. I'm in first. There we go. But you get my drift. Then we go over here, and then boop. Nope, crap, wrong button. There we go. I like how so this is a Linux-based kind of operating system, but I do find it funny that they have like buy PPSSPP Gold, which is like, hey, support the development team. I don't think there is a developer an emulator that actually promotes the sell of it. I feel like you're gonna get really fucking icky with that, but I guess they've been doing that for a while. But yeah, I've had good experience with kind of a lot of the emulation on this game, on this system. Again, the only problem I have is that like, hey, I have big hands, and so I get like it hurts right here. It hurts my kind of index finger on my left hand. But like, I'm just more blown away of just, hey, it just works. You know, you don't have to do a lot of tinkering and all that stuff. I find it super crazy. And then here's some of the stuff that they have like inputted in like already on the system. So we got a Pico, some Atari stuff. It's like a 36, 32, Mega Drive CD, some DS games, N64 ports. These are PC ports. Quake. Let's check out Quake. This is wild. That's wild. That's wild. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. This is, again, definitely buy this. Check out the next one.